Hello again. Welcome to Marshall School of IT. And we are actually proceeding with our exploratory data analysis series here, where today we want to do our third case study. So our third case study. So it is good to mention that these lessons have been powered by the Jenga e-learning platform. And also we have our YouTube channel called Jenga e-learning. So in case you want to get more updated content about our analysis that we do here at Marshall School of IT, you'll always find them at our Jenga e-learning platform in YouTube. So in our previous session, we've been doing Amazon sales analysis, data cleaning, and so on and so forth. So in our today's series, if you open our Jenga e-learning platform exploratory data analysis, we are actually doing our third case study. So our first case study, we analyzed Amazon sales data. On our second case study, we did global terrorism analysis. In our today's analysis, we want to do hotel booking analysis. So that is where we want to start with. So this is so actually the analysis has been labeled the hotel booking analysis, and you want to see its impact on the hospitality industry in Kenya and the entire Africa. So the introduction, we can just say that hotel booking analysis will play a crucial role in hospitality industry by actually helping businesses understand their customer behaviors, optimize their pricing strategies, and improve their operation efficiency. So in this lesson, we'll actually break down the key aspects covered in our hotel booking analysis and relate them to real-world application, especially focusing within Kenya and Africa hotel industry. So the first thing first is that we need to understand the data set. So this data set, we mined it from kaggle.com. So the link I've provided was the end of the lesson. So this is the link. So if you go to this link, you will find this data. So let's go to kaggle.com here. So I've been told that this data contains the information on 119,390 hotel bookings between the 1st of July 2015 and 31st of August 2017. So each observation represents an hotel booking, okay? So the data of the two hotels is given. So both of these hotels are located in Portugal. So we can actually give a comparison with the hotels located here in Kenya or Uganda, Tanzania, or in the entire Africa, where we have a resort hotel in the region of Algarve and a city hotel in the city of Lisbon. Okay? So we are being told that the original raw data is given in a booking.csv file, and there are some simplified versions that were given. So it's good to say that since this is an hotel real data, all data elements pertaining hotel or customer identification were deleted for privacy purposes. So you can actually compare this data with your real booking data and can see the kind of analysis you can do. So the columns we have in this data is actually the following. So sorry, it's not here. The column we have contains the booking details. For example, the arrival date, the lead time, the number of nights that stayed. We also have the guest information, for example, the country of origin, the number of adults, children, and babies. Market segment in such a way that we have the online travel agent, the corporate, or the direct bookings. We also have the booking status in such a way that we have those bookings that were canceled and those ones that were confirmed. We have the pricing in such a way that we have the average daily rate per room. And also we have the special requests, for example, the meal option, the deposit types, and some repeated guests, okay? So what is the real world importance of this kind of an analysis? So understanding this data allows hotels to identify their peak seasons, their customer preferences, and high cancellation rate. For example, here in Kenya, hotels along the east, for example, hotels in Diani and Mombasa, experiences seasonal fluctuation in booking, which can be better managed through data insights. Okay, so what are the key analysis that you're going to realize in this analysis? So the first one would be, we are going to break it down into booking trend over time. Here we are going to talk about peak booking seasons, low booking seasons, and weekend versus weekday occupancy trends. Okay? Cancellation rates, these are crucial findings that most hotels in a crucial finding in most hotel data set is that there is a high rate of cancellation. So you want to see the factors that influence cancellation. Maybe it could be longer lead times or market segment difference, okay? Customer segmentation, this actually explores customer demographics information such as the origin of the guest. Is it a domestic guest or an international traveler? Is it a group or individual booking? Is it a repeated or a first-time guest? From there, we also go to the next part, which is now the revenue and pricing analysis. So for example, we're going to talk about the average daily rate and revenue optimization, okay? So then we are going to also analyze the market segment performance. For example, we want to show which booking channels bring the most revenue. Is it the direct bookings or the OTR, for example, bookings that were done by a third party like Booking.com or Expedia. Okay? So we're also going to do operational improvement and strategic planning. So for example, we're going to analyze aspects to do with staff and resource allocation. We are going to talk about how do you enhance guest experience. So in conclusion, we are going to say that hotel booking analysis provide actionable insight that enhances profitability and customer satisfaction in the hospitality industry. So in Kenya and Africa, where tourism is one of the significant economic driver, leveraging data analytics can help hotels improve their pricing, reduce the cancellation rates, and enhance operation efficiency. Okay? So those people are interested to do this analysis. This could be the key takeaways. We're going to see that data analysis helps hotels anticipate demand fluctuations. Reducing cancellation rates through strategic policy can improve your revenue. Customer segmentation can aid in personalized marketing and services. And also you're going to see that dynamic pricing maximizes revenue either during the peak season or the low season. So here in the next step, we want to do the implementation. So I want you to click on the notebook so that now we can analyze this data that was collected from 2 different hotels located in Portugal. So that is a resort hotel that was located in the city of Algarve and a city hotel that was located in the city of Lisbon. So let's start here. So these are exploratory data analysis. Our case study 3 was powered by Marshall School of IT, and this is our EDA project for January 2025 cohort. So to start us off, is that the hotel industry operates in a highly competitive environment, so making it imperative for hoteliers to continuously adapt and innovate to remain ahead. So a crucial aspect of maintaining a competitive edge is understanding your customer behavior and your booking trends. So this can be achieved through comprehensive exploratory data analysis of hotel booking data in such a way that it will provide you with valuable insights into customer preferences, booking patterns, and potential areas for strategic improvement. So this analysis aims to reveal the key aspect of customer behavior and booking and hotel booking trends. enabling hotels to enhance their business outcome. So we are going to do several analyses. We are going to talk about the demographic insights, okay? So in terms of customer behavior analysis, we are going to talk about the demographic insight in such a way that we are going to analyze data on their age, on their nationality, on their travel purposes, on their hotels that can gain, so that hotels can gain a clear picture of their customer base. From there, we are also going to talk about booking preferences. So in such a way that we are going to talk about the direct booking, online travel agencies, corporate accounts, and so on and so forth. So also we are going to do trend and pattern analysis in such a way that we are going to analyze seasonality and demand fluctuation, okay? So we are going to see the peak seasons, hotels, in such a way that during the peak season, hotels can increase their rooms rates to capitalize the high demand. Conversely, during the off-peak times, they can offer promotional discounts and packages that can help maintain occupancy levels. So that was our problem statement, is that in our today's world, traveling has become a top priority on everyone's bucket list. And therefore, it is good to transcend the specific demographic information about the customer that you're dealing with. Okay? So as a data analyst, because we are still proceeding with our exploratory data analysis series, is that the primary objective is to address the challenge faced by hotels and motels during the peak seasons and to meet the demand of customers. So this involves optimizing hotel amenities and facilities so that to manage expenses effectively and achieve profitable outcomes for the hotel industry. So in Python, for you to start this kind of an analysis, you need to employ some libraries that we have discussed earlier. So we're working with NumPy. We're going to talk about pandas. We're going to use Seaborn. We're going to use Matplotlib, which is used for data visualization. We're also going to use Plotly for interactive data visualization. And then using these pandas, we're going to set some options. Yeah, so so now we talked about if we first had to start by importing the libraries that are needed for the analysis here. Now from there, we needed to load our data set. And like we had mentioned earlier, so we want to load our data set. I think it's not needed. So like we had mentioned earlier, so sorry, I think I should first run this part. Let's run this one. So we've imported all the libraries needed for the analysis. So we have it there. So now we go to the step where we want to load our data set. So here, remember I had said that this is the data set we are using. It's called hotel bookings. So if the first thing first is to download it into our Google Colab. So to do this one, we'll have to go to download here. And then remember, this is the link. This is the link to the data set here. And this data set, we are downloading it from the Kaggle Hub, this link here. So this link is what we are going to provide here. I will say we are providing the link here. So we are going to say from Kaggle datasets, we want to download the following directory. So this link, we have actually gotten it from kaggle.com here. So it's Martian/hotel-booking. So if you copy that link and then you use it here, it will actually download the dataset as a zipped file. And you're going to notice that the zipped file will actually be displayed here. And I hope you can see it here. So the dataset has been downloaded as hotelbookings.zip. So the file name is here. So therefore, like we had mentioned, we need to extract the files here so that now we can get the files for the analysis. So to do this one, we are going to import the zip file, and then we upload the zip file. We read the zip file using the read command, and then we extract all the information in our content directory. Then from there, if you run this piece of code, you're going to notice that all the contents that are inside the zip file are actually extracted here. So the ones you want, the dataset you want to use is the one that is called hotelbookings.csv. So you're going to copy this one, and then you copy the path. By copying this path, you're going to paste it here, then we read it as a CSV file. So therefore, our hotel data frame is equals to pandas.read.csv. Then you pass the path from this one here. So just click on the options here, and then you copy the path. So if I even paste it again, it should be the same. And just confirm, it's actually the same. Then after reading this one, we have actually read our hotel booking dataset successfully. Moving further, it's good to overview, and it's good to view the data so that now we can understand the data that we are working with. So allow me to close this one. So here, we start with the head function that will actually give us the look of the first records we have. So we have the kind of hotel. It's either a resort hotel or a city hotel. We want to know whether the booking was canceled. We want to know the lead time. We want to know the arrival date month, which was July, somewhere July, arrival date week, and so on and so forth. So this is our data set that we will be using it for our analysis. Now from there, we'll actually display the number of rows, which are the number of records and the number of columns we have. So to do this one, we just have to print the data.shape function at index 0. We get that we have a total of 119,390 records of bookings and a total of 32 columns. So let's go and try to understand the dataset information. So to do this one, we just need to call the info function here. So if you call this function, then you are told that the dataset is actually of class data frame. It's actually a data frame. And all the records are actually 119,390, indexing from 0 to 119,389. Just like we had mentioned that indexing starts from 0. And then we have a total of 32 columns in such a way that we have the hotel, which is an object. We have the it's canceled, which is integer, lead time, integer, arrival year, integer, arrival month, object, arrival day of the week, integer, and so on and so forth. So out of here, we have a total of 4 columns that are floats, 16 columns that are integers, and 12 columns that are objects. So if you want to actually understand all the information about this column, then you'll actually get them from this Kaggle link here, okay? This Kaggle link, so it has actually explained the purpose of each and every column in this dataset. Moving further, it is good we clean the dataset. So you want to start by checking whether we have any duplicate record. Probably there is a booking that was duplicated here. So we need to identify that duplicate and then remove it, okay? So if you run this one, we had a total of 31,994 duplicate records. So therefore, to remove them, we just have to remove, so to visualize this. So first thing is to visualize it. So let's visualize these duplicate records. And I hope we can see that we have a total of 31,994 duplicate records. So we have actually displayed them using a count plot in such a way that we are counting the number of duplicate records. So to do this one first, it is good we also check the number of missing values. So to check the number of missing values, you just have to call the isNull function, then you do the sum. And you are being told that we have a total of 488 country names that are empty. And also we have a total of 4 records that have 4 recording that we have empty records for children column. Also, we have agents, we have companies, and so on and so forth. So therefore, if you want to display this one, we can actually use a heat map to display the number of empty records. And I hope you can see we have some empty records on country, a huge number of empty records on company and agents. So all this data, all this empty record should be removed. Therefore, what have we identified from this dataset? So in this dataset, we're being told that the dataset reveals 16 categories related to anomalies from hotel perspective. Okay, so there's also we're being told that the dataset is characterized by an extensive array of rows and columns, punctuated by presence of duplicate entries and missing values. So addressing these anomalies, so the anomalies are the issues with the data, and discrepancies form a crucial component in our forthcoming data wrangling process. So that is actually what we are going to do in our data wrangling process, where we are going to remove the duplicates and the missing values. Now let's understand the variables. How many columns do we have? So if you want to get the columns you have, we just have to call the column property in our data set. If you call this column property, then these are all the columns we have, okay? Alternatively, you can also do statistics for all the numerical columns. So it's also better to display them better in this manner. If you do a transpose, you're actually going to display them better in this manner, in such a way that these are all the numerical columns and these are their statistics. For example, we can talk about the average adults were around 1.8. I don't know the mean, and so on and so forth. So also, this actually our data set description. So the hotel is indicates the type of hotel, either it's a resort hotel or the city hotel is cancelled, indicating whether the booking was cancelled or not. The lead time represents the number of days when booking and arrival date occurred. Arrival here is the year of arrival, similar to arrival month, arrival day, week number, arrival day, week, month, stays in weekend nights. So these were the number of weekend nights that were booked. Stays in weeknights, these were the number of weeknights that were booked. Adult is the number of adult children, babies. So the meal, we have several categories of meal, where we have the breakfast, the half board, and the full board. The country basically represents the country of origin of the guest. The market segment represents the segment, the destination. For example, whether these guests are being marketed by the online travel agencies or corporates. So the distribution channel, either a travel agency or direct. It's repeated guests. So it's a binary value, it's either true or false, indicating if the booking is from a repeated guest, which is 1, or not, which is 0. Previous cancellation, previous booking not canceled, reserved room type. So this is the type of room that was reserved, the assigned room, the booking changes, deposit type, agent, which is the ID of the travel agency that made the booking, the company is the company or the entity that made the booking, day in waiting list, customer type. So we have different types of customer. For example, we have the transient, the contract, or a group. ADR stands for the average daily rate, such a way that is sum of all the lodging transactions divided by the total number of staying night. Okay, so the required parking space, total of special requests, reservation status, and so on and so forth. So typically what I'm saying here is that these are the columns that are represented by a normal hotel reservation system, okay? Now from there, it is good to check whether we have unique values in each variable so that we avoid repetition, okay? So for example, For example, the column hotel, we have two types of hotel. We have the city hotel and we have the resort hotel. So it's cancelled, we said it's binary, it's either 0 when it was not cancelled or 1 when it was cancelled. Lead time, unique values for the year. So like we had mentioned, this data was used from the year 2015 all the way to the year 2017. So those are the unique years. The unique arrival month, it should be exactly from January, February, to March, April, to May, June, July, all the way up to December. Arrival day of the week number, arrival day of the month, and so on and so forth. So by actually checking unique values, you are ensuring that you're working with the right data. So for example, the types of customer we have a contract customer, a group customer, a transient customer, or a transient party customer, okay? Another unique values is for the reservation status. We have canceled, checked out, or no show, okay? And so on and so forth. So now we can now go to data wrangling, ensuring that we should be working with the right data. So the first wrangling process that we need is to remove the duplicates. So to remove the duplicates, as we had mentioned earlier, you just have to take your data frame and drop all the duplicates, okay? Okay, so then out from there, we also want to visualize the number of missing columns, whereby in the country column, where we add empty name for the country, we can actually fill it by others. And then we ensure that this command is passed to ensure that the name will be added where the country name is empty. And you can visualize here that the country, now we have 0 empties. I hope you'll find it. We have 0 empties. And then now, so moving further, we have actually cleaned all the empty records in our data set. Now from there, we can actually go to runtime, run all, sorry. So I'm trying to execute it again, but we ensure we have the right data. So we don't have any empty records. Now from here, we want to do what we call feature engineering, where feature engineering is the process where we can add some new columns to the data set. So for example, we can add a column called the total people, and the total people represent the number of adults plus the number of babies plus the number of children. Alternatively, we can also add a column for the total number of stays, in such a way that we can add the days that the client stayed on the weekends and on the weekdays. So those are the total stays, okay? And now we can also actually do what we call label encoding in such a way that we want to encode as A, we want to encode it as a single room. These are the reserved room type. B, we call it double room. C, we call it twin room. D is a triple room. E is a quad room. F is a queen room. G was the king room. H was the studio. And then finally, L was the deluxe room. And also now from there, we want to check the total number of special requests that we have. So let me show you something here. So if you run this one, so these are the total number of special requests. So we have early check-in, late check-in, extra bed or code, room preference, special amenities, room upgrades, and so on and so forth. So these were the special requests that were being done by customers. So therefore, we want to do encoding in such a way that now we can replace 0 to early check-in, 1 to late night, and so on and so forth. Now, if you check our data.info, if you check our data.info as well, we are being told it's a data frame, and these were the data types for each columns. So therefore, once we have cleaned our data set, we can actually see the difference between our new data set that has been cleaned and our old data set. So our new data set, our old data set had a total of 119,390 records with a total of 32 columns. But after removing all the duplicate records, now we have a total of 87,230. And because we need also feature engineering, we added 2 more columns. Now we have a total of 34 columns. So therefore, these are the insights that we got. We got that the data had it was evident that we had some anomalies, and we had to do some data transformation. And this is actually the part of what we call data cleaning, where we took some measures to remove redundant or irrelevant data points. Additionally, it was observed that some constraints within the dataset exhibited disparate distribution. So therefore, this was addressed by aggregating this constraint by creating new columns, which is actually what we call feature engineering. Now from there, we can go direct to data visualization, data storytelling, and experimenting them using some charts so that we can understand the relationship between the variable. So the first type of analysis we wanted is which type of hotel is most frequently chosen by customers. So we have 2 types of hotel. We have the city hotel and the resort hotel. So which one is the most preferred one? So to do this one, we'll have to do the count, okay? And then from there, we can actually plot this one in a pie chart. We can actually display it in a pie chart. And by doing that one, we're able to say that of all the customers we had, 61% preferred city hotels, while 38% preferred resort hotels. So that is our first insight. The next insight is, this is actually the insight that we got. So we concluded here that majority of the customers preferred city hotels over resort hotels in Portugal. So city hotels are the hotels that are located in urban areas, catering primarily to business travelers with essential amenities like Wi-Fi and meeting rooms. On the other hand, resort hotels were situated in vacation destination, offering extensive recreational facilities for leisure and travelers. Okay, so to explain the insight that we got here is that we have actually observed that 61% of our customers prefers to stay on city hotels over resort. So this is positive for our business because it doesn't mean that we should neglect the resort segment. While resort hotels are performing well, they require certain improvement to meet our customer need, which is better, which we will address in the due course. So let's go to the booking analysis. So in terms of booking analysis, this hotel wanted to know, what are the booking trends over time? Are there any seasonal patterns? These are very good insights so that we can do our planning. So we can actually divide them into 2. We can divide the city hotel. So we go to our data frame and we take city hotel, and also we get resort hotel in 2 separate variables. Now from there, we can check where the booking was not canceled, and we check the arrival date and the arrival year. And then out of that one, I think this one was having an issue. So I think we'll have to check on that one again. So now moving further, let's just go to the next analysis. So the next analysis is actually showing us how do booking trend differ between weekday and weekends? Do we have a discrepancy or a difference between weekday bookings and the weekend booking. So after doing that one, we actually doing the difference with city hotel and resort hotel. So at the end of it all, looks like this is also not visualizing it properly. So we can just move on to the next one, check on that one. So we also wanted to see which agent has made the most bookings. So if you actually run it here, we have several agents, and agent number 7. So this was agent number 7, which operates on City Hotel, had the most booking, a total of 3294 booking, followed by agent number 240, who had a total of who was actually operating on resort hotels. So it's a very good analysis to compare the agents. Now from there, let's go to customer demographics. And in such a way that we want to know what are the demographics of our customer. For example, their age, their gender, their nationality. So this one will actually be helpful in understanding our customers. So based on this one, we can actually see that most of our customers were coming from these are the customers from Portugal. We also have customers from the Great Britain, France, Spain, Italy, Ireland, Brazil, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And these are their demographics. So the red section shows that a lot of customers were adults. Then these ones were the children, and these ones were the babies. So most of the customers were actually adults here. Okay? Most of them were adults from several countries, most of them in Portugal, in Great Britain, France, and so on and so forth. So another analysis we wanted to know is what are types of customers we have. Okay, so we wanted to see what are the different types of customers we have. So this one can be displayed in a pie chart in such a way that we are getting that a total of 82% represents the transient customers, followed by transient party customer, then we go to contract customer, and then we go to group customer. So the next percentage that we have about our customer is what is the percentage of the repeated guests. Okay, to have this one, you can also have it in a pie chart in such a way that a total of 96.1% represented new customer, while 3.86% represented repeated customer. So these are the insights. So we are being told that one of the main objectives of the analysis was to understand the customer demographic. After thorough analysis, we also found out that majority of our guests traveled from Portugal, followed by the UK, and then France. So this insight provides a clear direction on prioritizing our market efforts towards these countries to enhance our business growth. Additionally, we examined the distribution of our customer types, and we saw that transient customer accounted for high volume, close to 82%, followed by transient party customer, and so on and so forth. So we're going to notice that this information can help hotels focus their marketing strategy on the most significant customer segment. Okay. So now we go to the next analysis. So what are the customer preferences? Okay. So for example, we can start with the room. So which room type are the most preferred by customers? Which room types are most preferred by customer? So to actually see this type of analysis, we saw that single rooms are the most preferred here. And it is actually the majority are for the transient customers. And then followed by the double rooms, which were preferred still by the transient customers, twin rooms, and so on and so forth. So majority of customers didn't actually book for the twin rooms. Moving further from this analysis, we can actually say this was actually for the city hotel. So this was for the city hotel. And now we have it for the resort hotel, which is very similar pattern in such a way that most of the transient customer preferred single rooms, and then similar to the transient party customer. A few customers, which is on the red segment here, a group customer also preferred a single room. So moving further, what are the most common special requests that were made by customers? What are the most common special requests? So out of this analysis, we saw that most customers preferred early check-in, followed by late checkout, and also the room preference, and some few special amenities that they requested for. So most customers didn't actually add special requests on their room upgrade, which clearly shows that they are probably they have good standard. Actually, this is for the city hotels. Most of them didn't request for the room upgrades. On the other hand, for the resort hotels, still most customers preferred for early check-ins and also late check-ins and their room preference. So therefore, these are the insights. When initiating the analysis, we encounter several content pertaining to hotel booking. Among these was the customer preference. Okay, so the analysis actually revealed that substantial portion of the preferences lean towards single room accommodation. Most customers were requesting for their single room accommodation. Furthermore, the investigation revealed that customer so I think that was the major special request that was done for customers in both city hotels and resort hotels. So we can also go to cancellation analysis. So we want to understand what is the percentage of cancellation for these hotels. So they actually say that a total of 27.5 of their bookings were cancelled, while 72.5% were not cancelled. So what is the cancellation rate? How does it vary across different factors? Is it booking lead type or the room type and so on and so forth? So out of this one, we can actually see that the cancellation rate based on some several parameters like the lead time and so on and so forth. And this is actually what we are seeing here. Most of them were actually appearing on the lead time. So insight is that one of the major concerns in the hotel industry is cancellation, which can significantly impact on operation. After conducting this research, the analysis realized that cancellation rate was 27%, which was an improvement to the previous year, which is an interesting insight from different analysis. So let's also perform the analysis on revenue analysis. And the first analysis is what is the average daily rate and revenue per room in this analysis. So average daily rate, we can call it ADR. Revenue per room, we can call it revenue per room, like this one here. It's some abbreviation. And then now we can use some figures here, and now we are clearly being shown here that we have 544 as the average daily rate and 394 as an average revenue per room that we had. So how does revenue vary across different room types and customer segments? So to display this one, we actually realized that single rooms are actually the ones with the highest revenue, followed by, I think it was the triple rooms, then followed by the quad rooms, and then king rooms, queen rooms, and so on and so forth. So these were actually for the city hotels, for the resort hotels. And also, I think Yeah, so we can start with the city hotel. Single rooms are the ones with the highest revenue. By customer segment, we can actually see that transient customers provided the highest revenue here, followed by the transient party and so on and so forth. Total revenue by the resort hotel, similarly, still single rooms are the highest revenue. And then total revenue by customer segment, we also saw that transient customers had the highest revenue here. So I think that is what the insight has been explained here. And now moving further, we can also talk about the performance metric. What is the occupation rate? How does it fluctuate over time? Okay. So clearly you're being shown here that I think it will be explained below there, and also what is the ratio of the total stays and the average daily rate. So you can actually see that this is the ratio. This is the relationship between average daily rate and the total stay. So also we want to see a comparison between average daily rate and the total number of people, and clearly you're being shown is what we have here. So then to summarize everything here, this is actually now what we can recommend. There is now, number one, we can actually enhance customer experience and loyalty programs by actually improve the retention rate. We can also introduce flexible booking policies so that we can reduce cancellation rate. We can introduce leverage booking channel to strengthen the relationship with the travel agents. We can optimize our revenue management by maximizing our average daily rate and revenue. We can also focus on high demand market by targeting high potential market. We can improve operational efficiency by reducing the waiting times, which are the lead times. We can enhance customer flexibility by accommodating booking changes so that now we also avoid cancellation. Number 8, we can boost our resort hotel booking by promoting them further, because we saw that if you compare them with the city hotels, resort hotels had a lower number of guests. Okay, we can also optimize the stay duration so that now we encourage optimal stay duration in the hotel. We can also enhance communication and transparency by addressing room reservation issues, especially the customer request. So this is actually the conclusion that was done on this analysis. And I think now that these insights can also be applied similar to several hotel industries here in Kenya, so that now they can also improve on their efficiencies and so on and so forth.